Store. Suzuki from Simpson Motors.
Don't miss the long-awaited series West Indies versus Australia live on TV8. The first test, June 3rd to 7th from Windsor Park in Dominica. Coverage begins 10 a.m. daily. That's West Indies versus Australia. First test, June 3rd to 7th, live on TV8. Good evening, I am Mark Seal with the CBC Sports World. The FIFA saga continues as South Africa admits to paying $10 million to a football body led by Trinidadian Jack Warner, but they're claiming it was only as a contribution to CONCACAF's development fund. South African officials deny it was a bribe to secure the 2010 World Cup. However, U.S. prosecutors insist that South Africa made an illegal payment after the government promised $10 million to Warner, then a FIFA vice president, in exchange for becoming the first African country to host the World Cup.
The head of South Africa's Football Association has admitted to paying $10 million to FIFA. What for and what more do we know?
Correct. According to reports, certainly Danny Jordan, who was then the president of the local area, the local organizing committee for South Africa 2010, now the president of the South African Football Association, admitting that a $10 million payment was made, but not in exchange for votes. Very categorical about that. It was for the development of the game in the CONCACAF region, that $10 million amount paid to CONCACAF. That's the governing body for football in North America, Central America, and the Caribbean region. But what is triggering a red flag here, Hala, is that the president of CONCACAF at the time was Jack Warner, and he was on that US FBI indictment list late last week as well. So that is what's triggering the red flag there. And remember also, among those arrested last week in Zurich, Jeffrey Webb, the current CONCACAF president as well. So, and in another CONCACAF development, actually, within the last few moments, we can confirm that FIFA is suspending provisionally its General Secretary, Enrique Sanz, as well. So, as I say, when the fallout to this, the whole sorry mess of it all is continuing almost by the hour. Of course, keeping our viewers up to date as things develop. And remember just the context to South Africa 2010. South Africa was the first African country ever to be named as a World Cup host, beating out Morocco.
Staying with football, with 2 games to go, Wilkie Cumberbatch have moved into a tie for first place in the Reggie Haynes Zone 4 of the Baiko Primary Schools competition. Playing at Blenheim today, Wilkie won their game against St. Paul's to move to 16 points, along with St. Cyprian's. Meanwhile, Charles F. Broome are out of playoff contention despite winning today. Charles F. are now on 13 points in that same Zone 4, but they only have 1 game in hand. CBC's Anne-Marie Burke reports.
Wilkie Cumberbatch had already taken a 1-0 lead early in the game, and with this goal, Alex King made it a 2-0 advantage over St. Paul's. The game would eventually end with a 3-0 scoreline, as in the second half, Tadeo James, who opened the scoring, literally walked through the defense and easily sauced into the bars. Wilkie Cumberbatch win 3-0 over St. Paul's. Another game saw Charles F. Broome and George Lamy go head-to-head. This was actually the game's kickoff, so a minute into play, a goal will be on the cards. The cross comes in, and Jaheim Gittins gets the boot to it. Charles F. Broome take the early lead. George Lamy was not going to let them get comfortable, and all players were helping with the mission. And with the final say was Romario Dates, it was a 1-1 game at the half. Charles F. Broome would totally dominate the second, however, and it started when this ball was cleared, but right into their possession, and the keeper just couldn't hold on to it. Jaden Archer was the scorer. About 2 minutes later, the Charles F. Broome boys were on the attack again. This time, Gittins would add a second to his name when he took aim at the bars, and it was on point. Boy, were they celebrating. And it will be one last hurrah, as when Christian Paris got the final touch into the bars, Charles F. Broome 4-1 winners over George Lamy. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
Staying with football, the Barbados Defence Force Sports Program and Mackensen Bridens Hill remain in the hunt for the BFA Digicel Premier League title as they both won their latest games at the BFA AstroTurf. BDF disposed of Clayton's Colatonic Notre Dame, while Bridens Hill took care of Gall Hill. The nightmare for Dames' keeper Carlisle Gill started in the 5th minute of play, with Romario Harewood getting his name on the ref score sheet early on for the BDF. The Soldiers started this game with 6 victories, 2 draws and 4 losses, so they were looking for another win to move up the ladder. And goal number 2 was again compliments Harewood in the 25th minute. Dames, fielding a young team, kept their heads high, but they needed more than determination as Shea Lloyd stamped his name on the sheet as well, putting BDF up 3-0. And the pressure kept building on the Dames when 2 goals from Jamal Chandler in the 32nd and 39th minutes left them 5-0 down. Then heading into halftime, Harewood slotted home his hat-trick to close the first session 6-0 to BDF. When the second half started, many anticipated at least a 12-0 win for the Soldiers, but it took another 23 minutes before goal number 7 would score, thanks to Shaquille Boyce. It was, however, a sure deal that the Dames were facing their 7th defeat of the season when the Carlo Gemot scored another one, the 8th goal, and that moved the Soldiers to 6 points behind leaders Rendezvous on 23. The Dames remained on 13 points, that's 7th position. Now it seemed at some point that Gall Hill, playing in the red, were heading down the same road as Notre Dame when Curtis Odell struck for Bridens Hill in the 11th minute. Romel Bino made it 2-0 in the 23rd, leaving Gall Hill on shaky ground yet again. A third goal was then placed on the cards thanks to Dwayne Stanford 3 minutes later. But Gall Hill would pull one back through Daquan Adamson in the 34th, and that sent the guys to the dressing room 3-1 to Bridens Hill. Gall Hill did manage a second goal from Tashane Lord in the 87th, but Bridens Hill's defense fought hard to keep their opponents at bay, and they held on for a slim 3-2 victory. Bridens Hill have the same 7-2 record and 23 points as the BDF, with only goal difference separating them into 5th, while Gall Hill remain at the bottom of the tables on 4 points. Switching sports, Chantel Clark stole the spotlight at the inaugural ABC Bikini Fitness Competition. The in-house event, which saw 15 members take to the stage at the Foundation School Hall, was well attended. CBC's Damien Best reports.
ABC in-house bikini fitness competition. 7 ladies entered for the over 163 category, which is the taller class. Great to see so many ladies taken to the stage. Top 3 then. 3rd going to Charlene Gooding. Remember some of the areas where the points add up. Stage presence, hair and makeup, and of course the overall balance of the body structure. Still getting the hang of walking in those heels, but a tight flat stomach and firm glutes would have given her a fighting chance. Well done for 3rd. 2nd place went to Claire Cherubin, confident strutting her stuff on stage. Calves well defined, thighs needed a little more work, but other than that, the points gained on hair, makeup and outfit. 1st place, no question in the judge's mind, was Chantel Clark. Check out the abs, showing some cut in the thighs. Balance on stage was good, and you can't get past that smile. Hair, makeup on point. Then there's the greatest test of them all, the glutes, tipping the scale, powerfully built. That's your winner of the over 163 centimeter class. Next up on stage, the under 163 category, a field of 8 ladies. 3rd place, Kim Roberts. I get the feeling she enjoyed every moment on stage. Moved to the beat of the music. Might have been a little bit too much, but other than that, with some more leg work, she'll be one to look for in the future. 2nd position, Tammy Grant. Well, she kept everyone on the edge of their seats. and for good reason. Some eye-catching elements of her presentation, mainly those heavy-set legs, not as slim as some of the others, but proportion-wise, everything went hand in hand. And I'll leave the assessment of the glutes up to you. Congratulations to her. First, though, in the under 163 section was the dazzling Shamara Walcott. The outfit, hair and makeup was 10 points in my book. Every move was calculated. Maintain eye contact with the audience throughout, indicating she wanted it all. Toned arms, abs and signature hamstrings, thighs and rock hard glutes put her over the top. That is your winner of the under 163 centimeter class. And now for the overall grand prize, the ABC Bikini Fitness title. Walcott, well, she would go up against Clark. Clark was in splendid form. Difficult for the judges to pick a winner here. Clark with a hint more tone in the thighs, but there was a dead heat in the abs, and the glutes were just too close for comfort. In the end, the judges went with Clark as the overall Bikini Fitness winner. Congratulations to her and all the contestants. Damien Best, CBC Sports.
We'll have more sports coming up at 8:30, including Test cricket highlights and track and field, all coming up at 8:30. But up next, business.